Superman and Lois got a lot of attraction last week because the visual effects were actually good. The cinematography was pretty good. The action, the characters, the story all seemed interesting, and it wasn't like your usual CW show with the cheesy jokes, the poor visual effects, and the uninteresting characters. But this show so far has piqued my interest. And the trailers did that as well. They got me interested in the show. And so far, the show has not let me down. So this is my review for episode 2 of season 1, titled Heritage. And I say season 1 because it's already been greenlit for a season 2. So CW are pretty happy with it. I think the reviews have been pretty good for the most part. The viewership has been good. So hopefully that continues. And hopefully the quality of the show continues, because that's important. Now in the pilot episode, we saw the Kents contemplating of moving to Smallville. In this episode they do that, and of course the kids, Jonathan and Jordan. Jordan's the one with kind of Clark's powers so far. That Jonathan might get them as well. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he's trying to deal with his powers in this episode, and Clark is trying to train him. So yeah, so this episode's this episode is pretty interesting, and the end of it was actually pretty badass. But this was the main plot. When adjusting to their new lives in Smallville, Lois and Clark make an important decision concerning one of their sons. Tension begins to rise between Lois and Morgan Edge. Lana Lang Cushing invites the Kent family over for a barbecue. Yeah, so one of the kids, of course, has Clark's powers, and Clark in this episode brings Jordan to the Fortress of Solitude to train him, to get him used to his powers, to make him understand where his kind of family, where the power comes from Krypton, and the whole history of Krypton, how it was destroyed. So that's an interesting moment, and it's even hard for Clark to watch it again. They're in the Fortress of Solitude and they're able to watch it through a hologram. It's hard for him to watch it, and then kind of Jordan has sympathy for his father because of what happened to his home world. So I like that element a lot. And we also got to see Clark's father appear as a hologram too, very Man of Steel-esque, So I like that. Kind of give some advice, some wisdom as well, but ultimately Superman told Clark that his son will never be as powerful as he is, because the human cells, or the Earth cells, have kind of overtaken. He might be able to use power every now and again, but he'll never be as powerful as Superman. So that's something that was pretty interesting for me. I don't fully believe it. I think he will gain power. I think there's still a large possibility that Jonathan gets powers as well. At the moment, Jonathan's very much an outcast, and I'll get to that in a second, but I think he could end up having powers as well, or resenting his brother and becoming kind of evil, or maybe Jordan uses his powers for evil. It always depends how these kids are kind of brought up and what kind of life circumstances that they have that leads them to be this villain or this hero. Clark had his parents. He had Martha. He had Jonathan Kent, who looked after him, who showed him the way of life and made him into a good man, and then he could become Superman, this godlike figure for Earth. So it does depend big time what happens in life experiences. But Lois Lane as well has her own kind of side mission, and I like how Lois Lane is an important part, not only to the family plot, everything that's going on there, but she also has her own side kind of mission. She's trying to bring down this new businessman that's coming to Smallville, who's going to invest money, he's going to create jobs, but Lois Lane doesn't fully believe him because his past kind of ventures in business haven't gone that well. He's kind of gone, he's gone to towns, small villages, and been this hero, but ultimately he's failed in whatever promises he had to make, and Lois Lane eventually leads to her quitting the Daily Planet and going on her own, kind of more of an independent journalist. So that's going to be interesting. And of course, this guy, he does seem shady, this Edge character, and Lois is going to try and unravel the big mystery about him and make him look bad. So he won't like that at all. So Lois Lane has an enemy, and it's a very powerful enemy, so we'll have to see how that goes. But the villain, Captain Luthor, we got to see in the pilot, fight toe-to-toe to Superman. It looks like he's trained for Superman. He knows Superman's powers. He knows his weaknesses. He's looking for more kryptonite as well to fight Superman, to kill Superman. And I like this character. He's a very intimidating voice. The suit's pretty cool. And he has a mission. He has a plan. We don't know what the full plan is, but at the end of the episode, we get to see a little bit of it, which I thought was badass. But yeah, he is prepared for Superman, and he's going to fight Superman and try and kill Superman. At the moment, I don't think Captain Luthor is kind of a villain. I think he has his own mission. Very much like a Batman v Superman, where Batman prepares for Superman. He trains, he learns his weaknesses, his strengths. He has an enhanced suit, so I like that. There's some similarities there. And it was a really cool shot in the field with Superman and Captain Luthor. With the wind was blowing, Superman's cape was blowing as well. So that was a pretty cool scene and had some interaction. And Captain Luthor goes, "You destroyed my home planet," or something like that. And Superman's like, "What do you mean? I don't understand." Two of them kind of fight, and Superman has to go off and stop Captain Luthor's ship because it's about to crash into a building, so Superman has to leave him, go and save the people, and he brings the ship into space, and while the ship explodes, it hits Superman back, very powerful. Now, remember in the CW, they used to make Superman very kind of weak, Supergirl used to beat him up pretty easy, she used to be kind of the superior Kryptonian, and things like that. In this show, he is strong, but there is certain aspects where would that really hurt Superman, and maybe this ship, because it is kind of Kryptonian, I'm guessing it's Kryptonian, maybe that's why it hurts him a little bit more. But remember, like, Captain Luthor, he doesn't have kryptonite right now, he just has this protected suit, but Superman obviously doesn't want to kill him, so that's probably why he's not going fully Superman on him like a Henry Cavill Superman. He's kind of holding back a little bit, very much like Batman v Superman. When those two characters fought, Batman and Superman was holding back, so that's probably why Captain Luthor has more of a chance. But as I was talking about the two sons, the two teenagers, Jonathan and Jordan, of course Jordan has powers that we know of right now, and as I talked about, he might not have the full powers of Superman, but he's going through a lot as well. And there's a parallel between the two brothers, because back in Metropolis, you used to have Jonathan. He was the popular one, he was the quarterback, he was the jock, everyone loved him. And Jordan was the one who was the outcast, who didn't have much friends, probably bullied a little bit. And now, since they've moved to Smallville, it's kind of the opposite in a way. Like, Jordan is not in school right now because Lois and Clark don't want to send him to school until he can control his power, because they don't want something to happen like what happened in the first episode to happen in, because Jordan kissed that girl and then her boyfriend kind of wasn't too happy, so now he's picking on Jonathan in school and all the jocks are, so he's having a tough time. So the parallel from Metropolis is very different. It's kind of the roles have switched now in Smallville. But overall, it was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it again. Look, the cinematography, as I said, the visual effects is all top notch. They're really putting money into this season, and to make it not feel like a regular CW show, and I think that's gaining a lot of attraction. It really is. You have people online who are giving out that it's too cheesy and stuff like that. It's not at all. I think people are just nitpicking. They're just kind of criticizing for the case of criticizing, because that's what they love to do. So people are just negative about things. Then you have people who just love Man of Steel, love Batman v Superman, and say this is a complete rip-off of that. It might have parallels, but how many stories can you tell with Superman that don't have parallels to past interpretations? If we had never seen a Man of Steel movie, we would have never said that Superman and Lois has similarities to it. And so what if it's posing homage to those kind of stories? That's great. That's a great thing to have, but it's also doing its own thing. So I'm not one of these people in that camp who hates this because it's too much like a Man of Steel or a Batman v Superman, or it's taking inspiration from Dawn or from a Smallville. I'm not in that camp whatsoever. I'm just enjoying this show for what it is at face value. I think it's doing pretty good stuff. I like the characters. I think it's taking itself seriously, which I like. It has some serious tones, some serious underlying that I'm interested to see how this develops even more. And I think all characters are knocking it out of the park right now. All the actors playing the characters really are. I like how Lois Lane has her own kind of side mission. She's an important character. She's not just an anchor for Superman. She has her own thing going on. I like how Clark is dealing with trying to raise his sons, trying to protect his wife, trying to protect the world, and also dealing with this new threat of this guy who said, "You attacked my home planet," trying to figure out that. Also, Lois's father is like, "Why did you tell the boys? You're ruining their life. You're ruining Lois's life." So he very much doesn't like Clark whatsoever. But it was an interesting dynamic near the end of the episode, because Captain Luthor, of course, is trying to cause more damage. He's looking for kryptonite to kind of fight Superman in a better way, but he comes across Lois's father, and the interesting thing is he tells the general that, look, you can't trust Superman. He destroyed my world. Look, you're me. You're one of me. We're in the same camp here. And then we kind of get a cutscene near the end of the episode where Captain Luthor has a flashback or some sort of vision of an evil Superman in a black suit killing his soldiers, his friends. So is that a Superman from an alternate timeline? That's interesting. Is this happening because of Crisis of Infinite Earths, or is this just a new thing in this world because it's a standalone world? But he very much has a vendetta, and he has a revenge mission, Captain Luthor does, to kill Superman for killing his comrades, for destroying his world. So it looks like we're facing this guy, Captain Luthor, somehow came from an alternate timeline somehow traveled through the timelines, a flashpoint, a multiverse. Something happened for him to end up in this Earth, and now he thinks this Superman is as evil as the Superman on his planet. So that's interesting how that develops, and I can't wait to hear and to find out how did this guy get here, and how and why did this black Superman suit, evil Superman, kill all those people. But Clark, we know, isn't like that. But maybe this is just a sign of what's to come from Clark. Maybe. You never know. If he ever lost his teenage sons, if he ever lost his wife, could this Superman set upon that kind of rampage and be an evil black Superman suit? Maybe, and that's what Captain Luthor is probably thinking. I got to save this world. So I like how Captain Luthor isn't a villain. He isn't. He doesn't have his own kind of mission. He doesn't have his own wants or plan of all this. He just wants to kill Superman because he wants to protect this world and get revenge for Superman killing his world. So I like how we know Superman is good, but also this Captain Luthor is trying to do the right thing as well. So I like that there's not really a villain for this show so far, but we'll have to see how it develops. I'm interested, as I said, looking forward to next week's episode. And yeah, if we can continue this trend of actually showing us that this show means business, that they're actually taking the character series seriously, the budget, all that kind of stuff. I was kind of in fear after the first episode, would the budget go down, would the visual effects go down? It still could. This is only the second episode, but so far so good. I hope it keeps up that kind of momentum for the entire season. It's already been renewed for season 2, so there's already a want for it. And next week's episode is titled The Perks of Not Being a Wallflower. Nice reference to the movie. Clark shares some of his Kryptonian history with Jordan and Jonathan during a family breakfast. Meanwhile, Lois and Chrissy dig deeper to uncover the truth about Morgan Edge. So that's what kind of episode it's going to be next week. Might be a little bit, doesn't seem like too much is going to happen in terms of plot there, but we'll have to see. There might be some cool ending like this episode. But guys, what do you think of Superman and Lois? Did you like it? Are you loving this kind of show that's inspired by Man of Steel, by Donner Superman, by Smallville, and also doing its own thing? I'm really digging it. I'm enjoying it. And you know what? In March, we're going to have Superman and Lois, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's a good time to be a comic book genre fan. I'm loving it. I hope you are as well. Guys, give a like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, and follow me on all the social. That stuff is in the end credits. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Enjoy, and remember, be kind.